Well, I'm fascinated with the space. It isn't the only thing that we do, but it seems like security and compliance are woven into every solution that we uh, that we create for our customers. And when they're not, I feel like the sales rep is screwing it up. No, it's top of mind.
Yeah.
And I'm even I've got to tell you, I'm even reluctant to have just now a philosophical approach. I'm worried that we have organized ourselves incorrectly. We have a group of security practitioners who are all focused in this area, and then we have a few folks that are both in that group and in adjacent ones that sort of incorporate security into what they do. Like our person who helps customers develop software more readily happens to also be a security practitioner. And so when he builds an architecture, he incorporates it all in there. And I worry that calling the approach security makes us think about it in a silo. And I'm trying to figure out how to fight against that internally now so that we can have a more holistic approach. Anyway, just
no, I mean, we wondered. We had a conversation over the holidays about just the term and the title CISOs.
Yeah.
And we were talking about, there's always been, between CISOs, CIOs, CTOs, there's, some fuzzy lines. And, the conversation was like, is to that point, Ned, is having a CISO, are you by title forcing people down a path and making them be motivated by certain things that could adversely affect the business?
Sure seems like it to me. You go where you look, right?
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, and people are people. I mean, you're motivated by, whether it be compensation, your goals, your KPIs, like, are those types of things, is that going to actually hurt us when we're trying to do what you guys' great advice is, which is look across the board?
I think it does. But I think it's decelerating just as you move that position up to somebody who has to make a commitment to the board. Then who cares what you call it? Now you've got a very broad remit, and we're seeing that change organizational behavior quite a bit. So I'm fascinated with this problem. I don't know if it's just changing the title, but this is the reality that we're seeing. Are you seeing the same thing, Aaron? You probably see different customers than I do.
Well, I mean, I don't think any of us knew in October of last year what we would be facing. So I find it incredibly fascinating because my experience in this role started during this pandemic and during this huge influx of cyber attacks. So it's been extremely fascinating to me and exciting to be a part of this team and learn. I'm learning so much, but I'm also helping people. So I thought, I'm a lawyer. I want to be a lawyer, but I'm doing it in a different capacity. And I'm still helping our customers, and we're helping them to protect themselves, their organizations, and their customers. So I find it to be a very exciting time to be working in this field, and it's only going to grow. And hopefully I'll grow with it. And I love it. I'm happy to be here. It's fascinating. I feel bad for people that are suffering from it, but what can we do? All we can do is help them if we can.
It is fascinating that the legal, I mean, obviously GDPR and a lot of the legal regulations have been around for a while, but it is that more and more, just investment on the legal front around this space, right? Like I'm curious to see how everybody does work together though.
It's a challenge. It's definitely a challenge. Personalities are strong. CEOs, CISOs, lawyers are a nightmare. But getting everyone to the table and getting them used to working together and having reoccurring meetings so that it doesn't, I know nobody has time for anything, but you have to make the time. And I think having reoccurring meetings, having those conversations, even if there's nothing on the agenda, just having a sit down and talking about your security and what's going on in the company, I think that's where, strong personalities start to work together. They see the betterment for the company in that way. So
there are a lot of strong personalities in our business.
You think?
Yeah.